How do you feel that how has life expanded for you as a rainbow crone today? What do you feel that you know different than you did at that time?
Uh, well, I would say that it's been long enough for me to go, go from 50 to 60. So, I mean,
Mhm.
in age, not miles, so an hour.
Mhm. Right.
Um, I would say that I've been giving more thought to mortality, and I'm looking at young people differently. For a long time you
Oh,
go and you're getting older physically, and you look in the mirror and you see things changing, and you get all kinds of attitudes that you've got to adjust after seeing your ass drop, your boobs fall. You know, um,
shut up.
the year my ass dropped was just terrible for me. Got my first wrinkles in my eyes, not the laugh lines, but the heavy creases, and I was looking at myself and going, "Shit, this sucks. This is getting older." I decided, okay, I really need to adjust my attitude, because after all, we all have to do this. If we're lucky enough to get the time, then we're going to age. And at first, when my ass first fell, I realized that I was starting to feel jealous of those young girls with the nice apple butts, because I used to have a nice apple butt. Now it's a pancake, and well, almost. And it's like, that's very disillusioning to get older and then lose your butt. So I didn't have much, weight there to begin with. I didn't want to lose it. So then something happened, and I realized, everybody gets their turn. Everybody gets their turn. If you're lucky enough, you get to be young. And I had my turn at being that young, and being able to wear the mini skirts and the fishnet stockings. And I realized all the jealousy was finally gone. And I'm glad to say it didn't last very long. But I saw somebody at the laundromat yesterday, probably 30 years old, about my height, adorable figure, wearing these little sequin black hot pants. And her mother was there, and her mother hated them. But this wasn't like a little kid. She was an adult. But I looked at her and I said, "I love your pants, your shorts." And she said, "Oh, I'm so glad. My mother hates them. She calls them my sparkly diaper." And I said, "Well, she's your mother, and that's a different thing. But I am going to say, as a human being, I think you're beautiful. And while you have it, flaunt it, because it doesn't last. So enjoy your body while you've got it." And I think that would be the biggest lesson that I've gotten. Looking back and say, okay, maybe I cannot do what I used to, and maybe I can't go back and try things that, like, I'm not going to go skydiving, for example. My back is a little too fragile to risk a bad fall. But I decided to empower myself to say yes to other things. And on my 60th birthday, I made a decision to get tap shoes. And I started teaching myself how to tap dance. And seriously, I'm not looking to be an expert.
And I think that's awesome.
I love it. I love making a sound. When I'm making soap, I put my tap dancing shoes on. And I've only got 3 square feet to tap dance in, but that's what I do. I dance around. I practice my steps, not when I'm chopping, of course. Too risky with a knife in your hand. But I'm having such a blast, and I realize, you know what? I might get my butt to rise a little bit, because this extra exercise is killing me. But it's great. I love it. So, I never realized how hard it is to lift a foot off the floor and then do a hop where both feet are actually off the floor just for a split second. I discovered that is a lot harder than it looks. We see all these Irish dancers all over the place, like river dance and all that.
Oh, yeah. I admire those people so much.
Yeah, because the first time you actually try to imitate them, really, to do one of those steps, just a basic step that they do, one right after another, I was out of breath in 3 steps. It's like, oh, wow, this is hard work. So if anything is going to exercise that butt, that's going to do it. But it's not going to be a get down and do a particular exercise so many reps anymore. It's going to be what comes naturally, just doing the exercise that I'm enjoying. So,
Well, that's what it's all about, I think, is if you're going to exercise, do it the way you love it. For me, I would say, as being a rainbow crone, the thing that I'm relishing is that I'm just at the point where I don't give a crap what other people think.
oh
And I
yes,
think that's basically where I have worried all my life about that. And I would say for anyone that is hitting 50 or over and are, and because we have to remember that as wise women, we are now at the point where the tribal leaders of so many people in the old days, we're the older people. We are them now. But also, it gives me the excuse to say what I want to say without
right.
feeling badly about it. Like the time I went to the eye doctor and I wanted to try on 15 pairs of glasses and took selfies of myself in front of everybody
That's
in my
smart.
glasses. And I thought, I told the lady, I said, I appreciate you, hon. I really do. But guess what? I don't want you telling me how you think I look, because
Exactly.
I want to tell myself how I look.
That
So
was a great idea.
I brought out my selfie camera and I just took shots, and people were just looking at me like, oh, God. And I thought, yeah, I would have never done this years
I'm
ago.
doing that next time. I'm doing that next time. That's a brilliant idea.
Well,
Why didn't I
you'd
think of
have
that
to
before?
have guts. You have to have guts to do it, because you have to be at the point and say, what's more important to me? To comply with a helper so that I can make her feel useful, or to risk looking like an egotistical little bitch with my selfies who's saying, and they're going, wow, she's got to be too old to be worrying about that stuff. Nah, you never worry.
Oh, come
Never
on.
stop worrying.
No, we
So
always want to.
anyway,
Yeah, we want to look our best. Um,
right,
I mean,
right.
it's not like being vain to a point that's unhealthy. I think that it's healthy to want to look at least reasonably good. As a matter of fact, I decided, this is another thing I decided, to just like you, we don't have to worry about what people say, and actually we never did, but yes, because we have worked with the public, we've always had to, or felt that we needed to maintain a certain persona, a certain look.
Mm-hmm,
It's like wearing a suit to a business meeting. We've always grown up
mm-hmm.
with that. We've always carried that out. And I decided this week that I am cutting my hair about 6 or 7 inches, and I'm going to do neon blue and violet. It'll be temporary. I just decided, I used to look very good in blue
Interesting.
hair. I really did, in sky blue hair, and it was a very bizarre thing because I did it for Halloween, and then I found out that a lot of guys really got turned on by it for some weird reason. So I
And
occasionally
now
did
they're all
myself
doing it, so
blue.
you might as well, right?
Well, now I've got the white hair. I don't have to cover up brown hair to make it blue. It'll hold the blue, and so instead of just being a blue-haired old lady, I'm going to be a neon blue old haired lady.